everybody, it's Cathryn from In the Pink Designs. My project today is a table sitter. It will sit just like this around the table. It holds 2 packs of the tiny jelly bird eggs, but you could put your own treat in there, or you could if you have loose, you could just wrap them in a cello bag and put them in. It is 1 inch on the bottom, and it goes up to 4.5 inches. All right, and you can get a bunch of these out of 1 sheet of cardstock. The button is from my stash. I just put something that was close to polished pink, but that is totally not necessary if you don't want to do that. I'm using the Easter Bunny stamp set. This one, I'm not using the punch because it's not available right now, so I figured those of you who just have the stamp set, I think the last 2 projects I didn't have the punch included. Okay, so what we need for this project is some basic white for stamping. We need a piece of polished pink cardstock that is 10 by 1 1/4, and a piece of Awash in Beauty DSP that is 10 by 1. Now you could do any color you want, any cardstock you want, just because it's pretty easy to do this. All right, then we need a Mossy Meadow circle that is 1 5/8, and a scalloped circle from polished pink that is 1 1/2, and we'll be cutting out the image with a circle that is 1 3/8. Okay, and they're all from the layering circle dies, which is retiring. They're still available at the time I'm making this video, so if you want them, they're still there. Okay, so let me get my Simply Scored. This is my host code. If you're going to spend anything on my website under $150, please put that host code in, and there is a lot on the last chance list. Some of it is discounted. Okay, so we're only going to be scoring on the 10-inch side, and we're going to score at 4.5 and 5.5, and that's it. Okay, now I'm just going to fold and burnish those. Okay, and now we're going to take our DSP and line it up at one end. It's about 1/4 inch on each side, and run it down to where the first score line is and just crease it, and then move over to the next score line and crease it. Okay, so then there's a little, it's gonna land up to be a little bit of a different measurement just because it has to go around. All right, now we're gonna attach the DSP onto the cardstock, just one section at a time. You can include the bottom in the first section if you want to. What I'm gonna do is I'm just going to put the cardstock on and make sure that there's about 1/8 inch on each side. Okay, and then I'll just put some glue on the other side. And do the same thing. All right, now what we're going to do is you need a ruler, and we're going to just mark. I'm going to eyeball the middle, but I'm going to mark at 1/2 inch on each end, right in the middle. You can measure out the middle if you want, but I'm just going to eyeball it. Okay, and then you're going to take your scissor and you're going to cut right in the middle, right down to that mark you made at 1/2 inch. This one I was quite off the mark on the middle. Okay. All right, and it should line up. Okay, And you can do this separately if you want, but I want them to be exact. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start at the corner up here and cut all the way up to the edge where I cut. Okay, and then go to the other side and start at the corner and cut over to that same spot. And that will give you the flag that when you put it together looks exactly the same on both sides. Oops, like that. Okay. All right. Now these would be easy to do, to mass produce if you have a big table for Easter. Okay. So now I'm going to take my 2 rocks jelly beans. I'm just going to set them in. Now these I secured with a glue dot, but you don't have to, especially if they're not going to be traveling. If they're just going to sit on your table, there's no need to. But if you want to make sure, I just put 1 glue dot in the back and 1 in the front. Okay, so now I'm going to line up the flags, and we need to cut 2 holes. About, I'd say again, about about another 1/2 of an inch down. Oops, and I'm going to try to make sure I have both of them together so I can do this, but you can do it separately if you want to, because it is kind of hard. I think I'm going to have to, but I made a mark now, which is good. Okay, and then we're going to do the other side. So you don't need the candy in there at this moment. Just make sure you lined up those holes. And do one about 1/4 of an inch away from it. Okay. All right. And now I'm going to get my glue dots. First I'm going to do this. I'm going to put it together. And then I'm going to get my take your pick tool and my glue dots. Take one off. Now, again, you don't have to put glue dots if you don't want to, but I'm just going to sneak one in the back, and then just make sure that you're in the right spot and that your candy's in the right spot. Okay, and then I do it before because when we tie it, we have to make sure that it's the right size for the candy, so that's why I'm putting this in first. Okay, so now I have them in there nicely centered with glue dots. All right, and I'm going to get some of my burlap ribbon from the Real Red and Burlap Ribbon Combo Pack, and I'm going to put it in the front and come out the back, and then put it in the back and come out the front. And then I'm just going to tie a bow. Now how I'm going to do this is I'm going to tie it so that my loose end is on the bottom right, okay, and then make a loop with that piece and go around the back with the other side and tuck it in behind it, and then tie your bow. And you'll always have to adjust it. I have to adjust them several times because I'm picky, I guess. Okay, and then I'm going to trim them And maybe a little more. Okay. All right, that's where we are now. And then we're going to do a little bit of stamping now. Okay, so I'm going to get my basic white and my bunny stamp. I'm going to get some Tuxedo Black ink. And we want, well, make sure that his neck and the ears stamp. Some scrap under it. Okay. All right. And then this is a layering circle die that cuts out 1 3/8, or if you have anything that's close in a punch. And I'm going to, his nose, there's like probably a 1/16 of an inch between his nose and the side of the die, and then it's going to clip off a little bit of the tops of his ears, but that's okay. And I'm going to tape it, and I'm going to cut it out, and I'll be right back. Okay, and that's how I have them cut out. All right, so now I just need some Flirty Flamingo and light Flirty Flamingo and light Smoky Slate. I'm just going to put a little bit on his nose of light Flirty Flamingo and the inner ear. Okay, and then I'm going to go from about his mouth over to under the eye, and from down from there on the front of him where his neck is, we're going to leave that white, and then I'm going to color everything else, including going over the nose and the ear to kind of mute it out a little bit, all with light Smoky Slate. Okay. Okay, then I'm going to take the 1.5 inch scalloped circle that's polished pink, and I'm going to glue the bunny onto that. And then the Mossy Meadow circle that is 1 5/8, I'm going to glue both of these onto that. Okay. All right. Now they're not going to have to open this package. They're going to be able to just pull it out the side. So what I'm doing is I'm going to put a dimensional right on the bottom of the bunny circle. And then I'm going to put a little bit of glue up here, the top. And I'm just going to tuck it right underneath the bow so that the bunny is straight and in the middle of our strip here. Okay, just like that. All right, I feel like this one's a little bit longer, so I'm just gonna snip that. Now you could always add a sentiment to this if you want to. I'm not gonna. All right, now we can do the button, or you can just leave it like that. But I'm gonna put a button. I think I got these from Walmart in a case of all different ones. And I'm gonna get some basic white twine. Now we could have wrapped this around the knot of the bow and ran it through, but I'm just gonna do it the easy way. I'm just gonna tie a bow in the button, and then I'm just gonna glue dot it on there. Okay, and I made it big, and then I kept making it smaller until it got as small as I wanted it. Okay, and then I'm gonna put 2 glue dots on it, and then a little bit of liquid glue in the middle. Put a glue dot over here, glue that over here. Oops. And then I'm going to put some liquid glue right in the middle there. Turn it over. And I'm going to pop it right on that middle knot of the bow. All right, and then for the final touch, I'm just going to take some solid faceted gems, which are retiring. They are on sale. I'm not sure which one, but they are, how much, but they are on sale. All right, I'm going to use actually the Melon Mambo gems, and I'm going to put a big one down there, a little one up and to the left of it, and then another little one up above the bunny. And that's it. Hope you liked it. I hope everyone has a really blessed Easter or Passover, which has already started. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate the support you give me and my channel. And please subscribe and hit the like button. And I will see you next week. Bye.